Hello and welcome to Dad Got This, where we answer the tough questions like, can I improve on my mom's pumpkin pie recipe by making it in the Ninja Woodfire? And what do you call a fat jack-o'-lantern? That second one's easy, a plumpkin. This video is another video brought to you by the good folks at Roosevelt's and sponsored by one of their items. This one is their It's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown Kunaflex shirt. We watched It's a Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown in my family without fail every year for Halloween. It was just what you did at Halloween in my family. So this shirt is right up my alley. I love this thing. You got Charlie on there, you got Linus, I see Lucy, we got Snoopy, we got all the pumpkins on there. It's just amazing. It's a great shirt. And these Kunaflex shirts, so lightweight, so awesome. Now, onto what we're cooking. I pulled out my mother's recipe book for her pumpkin pie recipe, and I thought I would make that beat for beat, but just cook it in the Ninja Woodfire and see if a little smoky flavor would add something to it. Now, I have learned from baking in the wood fire that I have to be really careful with how much smoke I put and when I put it, so I don't just turn this thing into a brown nightmare of a mess. Like Charlie Brown. He's a little bit of a mess sometimes. And I'm legit using my mother's handwritten recipe for this. So let's get to it. Not a whole lot to this recipe. We need a can of pumpkin, 15 ounce, 425 grams. I'm sure you could roast your own pumpkin and all that kind of stuff and it would be fantastic, but we used the canned stuff when I grew up. So that's what I'm going with. 12 fluid ounce, 354 milliliter can of evaporated milk. Not sweetened condensed milk, evaporated milk. But you have to shake well. Tells you that right on the top of the can. Now here's a little trick I like to do. I take the can of pumpkin, I take the can of milk, I pour my milk in the pumpkin can, and then I do a little bit of a scrape and stir, and then I pour that in. And now I've gotten almost all of that pumpkin out of there. There was a little bit of pumpkin still left in there. 3/4 of a cup of white sugar. 1/2 a cup of milk. Try to use whole milk if you can, it'll come out better. 1 teaspoon of nutmeg. 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. 1 teaspoon of ground ginger. And 1/2 teaspoon of salt. The last thing we need is 3 eggs. I like to crack my eggs into a separate container. That way if I get any shell or anything in it, I did not just put it into my pie. But I nailed 3 perfect egg cracks. And into the bowl it goes. I have miscalculated. I needed a bigger bowl. I tried to grab the biggest glass bowl I had so you guys could see, but I'm going to have to move to a different bowl. We're going to need a bigger bowl. I've already messed everything up. I was looking at my mom's recipe and it says 2/3 of a cup, 1 can. I guess cans back in the day were smaller. This is like 1.8 cups versus 2/3 of a cup. So I'm gonna have to like pull some liquid out of this. This is going to be interesting. We'll see how badly I end up messing this up, because I thought this was looking pretty liquidy. If my math is correct, I have about 3/4 of a cup too much liquid in here that I gotta take out. Now it's gonna be mixed milky liquid with some spices in it, so I don't know how bad this is gonna go, but it could go real bad. I want to keep my spices, so we're going to try to do a little scrape. Make sure I didn't get any egg. No. And because I know I lost a little bit of spices, we'll add a little cinnamon, pinch of nutmeg, and a pinch of ginger back. Now we'll add in the rest of our pumpkin mixture. I am not a baker. I'm like more of a cook, like go with the flow, improvise person. Baking's like a precise science, so this could be very interesting. All right, and we'll just mix this up. Pumpkin, I hope. At this point, I think we're good to go ahead and start working on our Ninja Woodfire. Let's get that set up. For this cook, I'm gonna use some pecan shell pellets. I think they'll add a good flavor to this. Just grab your hopper, fill it all the way up to the top. Do the dad shake. The dad shake either compacts the pellets and makes them burn better, separates the pellets and gives them lots of air and makes them burn better, or it does absolutely nothing. I still do it every time. Take this, go put it back in your Ninja Woodfire. And because we're baking, I'm gonna actually use the bake setting on the Ninja Woodfire. I never use it, but figured it made sense. I've got it set up with the flat top and my little rack. If it doesn't fit height-wise, then I'll take the rack out. We set it to 375 Fahrenheit or Celsius, and we're gonna do it for about an hour and a half, but we're gonna be testing it all the way through. This is gonna be like a very intensive process. Not really, but we gotta keep checking it. I'm using a pre-made pie crust because I don't wanna make pie crust, and pre-made is usually just fine. That's what my mom used. It's good enough for mom, it's good enough for me. I've let this sit out at room temp for a little bit to make it nice and soft. We're just gonna lay it right into our pie pan. My mom actually, I think she used the ones that were like pre-formed, but this little pre-made guy will be just fine in my pan. And then this goes in there. That is encouraging that it seems like I have the right amount of filling. Now we wait for the Ninja Woodfire. While we're doing that, let me tell you a little bit about Roosevelt's. Roosevelt's is a clothing brand company. They make fantastic shirts, hats, they make accessories for golfing. They have a whole golf line. They've even got some wintry clothes, which I will be featuring very soon because it's starting to get a little bit chilly. Chilly for Florida is like 60 degrees, but that's chilly for us. So stay tuned. You might be checking out some different outfits other than Calypso Dad or whatever this look is. I don't know what this look is, but this is my look. Whatever this look is, might change a little bit, might get some sweaters and some hoodies and stuff. I don't know. Could get cold. I don't know. Our wood fire is ready, so we're gonna go ahead and pop this in. But in my mom's original recipe, she started with it tented for like the first 30 minutes or so. But I'm gonna leave it open so we can get smoke in that initial period, and then we're gonna tent. I'm trying to be really careful because I did cook a pecan pie in here, and it got way over smoked and too black on the top, so I'm really trying to make this a pretty pumpkin pie. The rack was a little bit too high. I thought the fan was probably gonna end up inside the pumpkin pie. So I dropped the rack out, we put it right on the base there. We're gonna check this like every 10 minutes to see the smoke level looking, and then we'll cover it when it looks like it's getting too smoky. It has been 10 minutes since we put that pie in, and this is what it looks like. Not looking too bad. We're gonna leave that go for at least another 10 minutes, and we'll check it then. I know I'm probably hurting my cooking time checking this every 10 minutes, but I don't wanna get that black, terrible top and that crust with the blackness. It's not good. After 20 minutes, not looking too bad. I'm gonna leave it go at least another 10 minutes, then I'm gonna foil it, and then we'll take the foil off during the process. We'll go over that later. But not too bad. Looking a little smoky, but not terrible. We're at 30 minutes since we started this cook. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it and foil the top. We're gonna check that in 30 minutes. Our pumpkin pie was in there for a little bit over an hour, 30 minutes covered, 30 minutes uncovered, give or take. Looks pretty good. We got a couple little dark spots here. I'm guessing that's from smoke. And the way to tell if your pumpkin pie is fully cooked is the butter knife test. You take a butter knife, you pop it dead in the center, and pull it out. If it comes out clean, your pumpkin pie is cooked. That came out dead clean. We are gonna now let this cool completely on a rack till it is fully cooled. And then we can eat it. It's been a few hours and the pie's had time to chill. Let's see how it came out. I actually kind of like this little smoky looking top. Pretty cool looking. It's always so hard to get a pie, to cut pie out of these things. You should probably do them in like a springform pan so that you could just pop the thing off and then you could have your pretty pie. Well, that was dumb. Don't do that. Let's go ahead and cut one picture perfect slice of pumpkin pie. There are lots of things you can top your pumpkin pie with, but to me, it's always gonna be Cool Whip. I love Cool Whip.
You're saying it weird. Why are you putting so much emphasis on the H?
What are you talking about? I'm just saying it. Cool Whip.
It's my favorite. Brings me back to my childhood. Grab a nice bit of this right on top. Time for pie. It's got a nice texture to it. Oh yeah, absolutely perfect. It's got that nutty flavor in it. It's got all the spices I'm looking for. Nice texture to it. The crust is cooked well. It's got a hint of smoke. I really like the smokiness on that. This would be even better the next day when this sits in the fridge overnight and really chills and compacts. But I'm happy with it just this way. Brings back memories of my childhood. Speaking of bringing back childhood memories, Roosevelt's is a great way to do that, man. They have all kinds of nostalgic shirts that are just bring you back to when you grew up. They're great shirts. They're comfortable, they're lightweight, they're easily washable, they don't have to be ironed, and the company themselves and the people there are just great people. They have been super supportive of this channel, and I really appreciate that. If you're enjoying this, please do the YouTube stuff. Likey, subscribe. YouTube loves it when you leave a like. I love it when you leave a comment. I answer just about every comment in my comment section. And please tell me down in the comments, what was your childhood memory of a dessert or a show or something? Let me know some of your childhood memories. Maybe I can work a dish out to it. That might be fun. If you really want to support this channel, consider becoming a member. Members get early access to videos, they get shout outs, they get producer credits, they get behind the scenes updates, they get all kinds of stuff. I really appreciate each one of you who is a member. Thank you very much. But if you can't be a member, just doing that subscribe will be a huge help to me. So I guess we answered the question about pumpkin pie in the Ninja Woodfire. That only leaves one question to answer. Why didn't the carrot want to visit the pumpkin? Because he lived in the seedy part of town. Yeah, that's bad. Dad may tell horrible dad jokes, cook pretty dang fantastic pumpkin pies with his mom's recipe, but one thing Dad will never do is an outro. So that's it. Bye.
This episode of Dad Got This was brought to you by our producers. Thank you very much.
That was dumb.